So this is a Linux container where I am running a demo instance of something. So I am using Docker Compose here, but that does not matter. What I'm trying to show you is that so this observation can only be made on a Linux VM or um, well, something that is not Apple M2 right now, M1, M2, because Apple right now handles Docker a different way, but let's not get into that. The beautiful thing here is that you remember when I told you that, okay, Docker is kind of like a virtual machine. In a virtual machine has a process. It has processes of its own, and if you check your own processes, you'll probably not find the processes running inside the virtual machine in your local machine's processes because that's obvious, right? In Docker's case, you can, and it's very interesting to observe. So when I do ps minus a, it gives me all of the processes running inside of my local machine. But let's say I grep out, before I do that, I'll show you all the Docker containers running. So I have my backend app, my Celery service, then I'm using the Rabbit service, then I'm using Postgres, and I'm using Redis. Now, I'll show you something interesting. When I grep out Postgres, there is Postgres running, which is very interesting because I never ran Postgres on my own. I'm instead just running the Docker container. And then you'll make the same observation for Celery and for Redis and for RabbitMQ. I never ran these services. They just appear in my processes, and it's beautiful because it makes it even more clear that these processes are running on my kernel, and it appears as these containers have operating systems of their own, and they don't actually have operating systems of their own. You can actually get a shell in these things. So I have this image right now, which I'll open. This random image right now that I have available, and see, I have a shell inside of this. Docker containers are marvelous technology. They really leave me in awe because they're complicated, yet extremely simple. And yeah, I hope you learned something interesting.